everyone for helping to be out here. This is one of our major events for Black History Month, having Chor Boogie here, who is a modern hieroglyphics, right? Modern hieroglyphics. And so Alexandra couldn't be here, she had an emergency, and so I'm here in her stead, just to welcome all of you. Thank you for being here for the reception and being here for this moment so that you can hear from the artist himself about these amazing pieces. Mesa College has the privilege of being on the tour. This is a college tour that we are part of, one of the first community colleges and one of the very first colleges on the tour. They've already been in Santa Cruz and in Berkeley, and so we bring a whole different perspective and having these pieces here, and we're going to have them instead of just for a few days, for literally about a month, for several weeks. And so we encourage you to come back, bring your classes if you're an instructor, bring your family and your friends to see this amazing piece. And we'll have the opportunity to hear from Chor Boogie about this. He's also going to share about his new website and some other amazing things that are going on. In a time period that's very politically charged, in a time period where there's a lot of change that's happening and will be happening in America, this is a very timely piece to provoke questions, thoughts of, social injustice. Certainly there's lots of things going on between what's happening in Ferguson and Flint, and this is a reminder of the voiceless and the voices that have yet to be heard from these amazing, amazing pieces. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to this amazing young artist, Chor Boogie. But you couldn't have a Chor Boogie without an Elizabeth Chor Boogie. Please stand up. Right? This is Mrs. Boogie. She has a new book that's out, and it's called Love.
Heart Medicine.
Heart Medicine.
Heart Medicine, a true love story, and it details our experience with the Iboga medicine from Africa that is very obscure here, it's very little known, and it helps profoundly to break addictions in the body and brain. Medically documented, it's a real thing, and we were able to work with a shaman from Africa who is teaching us about this medicine, and we're actually continuing to learn about this medicine to Sunday be providers, and this is our whole wild and crazy journey through healing.
It's the truth.
So there's a lot of truth in the pieces that you've seen. Hopefully you had an opportunity to really look and investigate them. And as a truth seeker and a truth speaker, having known Jason Chor Boogie for most of his life, it's amazing to see how someone, as he says, and he'll share with you, who knew what he wanted to do at 5, and as an accomplished young man who's been around the world and shown his art around the world and been inspired by art around the world, to be able to be here and to share that with us. I like to say that he's from Oceanside, so he's one of our own here in San Diego County, and he's making an impression on the world and speaking from Southern California, who and what we are. And this amazing young man is here to share himself with us and his vision of what the world is. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Chor Boogie.
Much love, and thank you to my auntie Takima for inviting me here and introducing me to Mesa College. Angel right there, Queen Goddess. Yes. I want to start this off with my new website right here, but I want to show you deep in perspective of what I really do. That's the art of modern hieroglyphics. And I'm going to show you this quick video, and then I'm going to run out and go look for somebody, but, that might be over there, yeah. Bet you This is when I painted in Times Square.
By bringing this style of art to this area, is definitely a good thing because people who aren't really exposed to it are in this area. I think it's a good thing to paint in areas that you would never expect.
Chor Boogie is an artist that we commissioned to have him activate a building we own in and around Times Square, 120 West 42nd Street, which we affectionately call the Cubes.
I'm painting iconic images in my style, modern hieroglyphic style.
We fell in love with Chor's style, his energy, him as a person, and we wanted to bring his artistry to the blank canvas that is 120 West 42nd Street.
Musical icons, musical influences, musical inspirations. So right now I'm starting on Michael Jackson, definitely an inspiration. And I'm rocking everybody in my style.
With this development project, you can see that it's not just really trying to cater to the classic corporate America. I think it's really trying to open all walks of life and be cool in that sense, rather than just something that'll make money and do well business-wise. It'll add something that people like and want to see.
We want Chor to activate the cubes in such a way that it brings not only national but global attention to the retail project here.
My inspiration for my medium, for my style, love is and dedication, strength, patience, tolerance, abundance, peace, genuine spiritual love, gratitude is attitude, honesty, willingness, humbleness, health, wealth, wisdom, knowledge, trust, truth, and faith, acceptance, adjustments, intentions, enthusiasm, and balance is what I throw on that wall or on any surface.
To highlight the greats in American culture.
There's a lot of artists out there that have their versions of what pop art is, especially using icons, flipping them up and doing their style with pop icon art. This is my version.
It's crazy to see from day to day the progress that he makes, and then also just what he could do with just a spray can. It's amazing to see, and I've never been exposed to it personally before, so to be able to see it step by step really grow, it's very cool.
We did get a lot of attention from outside the complex. People taking pictures and everything. That was a beautiful thing. People were being exposed because this doesn't happen in Times Square, like Manhattan, this area. Nobody's painting down here. Nobody's doing a mural with spray paint out here, especially when they want to paint. And that was a good thing about the owners. They gave me the creative freedom to do what I wanted to do as long as I didn't get them in trouble or anything. I do have my original style when it comes to modern hieroglyphics and, the street romantic voodoo that I have going on. These different signature styles that point Chor Boogie out. The boogie bird, the gold tooth, they're not rotten teeth. They are gold teeth. Don't get it twisted. And then the the stained glass tubes, everything, the detailed spots that stand out within the image that have movement, that flow. That makes the Chor Boogie piece.
I can't hate on Michael at all or Madonna, but when it comes to specifics, I just really like the extreme detail that he's able to use in all of his work. The sparkling of the gloves, let alone to the different colored tiles, painted glass throughout the whole thing. It's just incredible what he's able to do with a can of paint, really. It's hard not to appreciate it.
Music is something that crosses all demographics, and it excites me that Chor chose to highlight them in this huge mural. And in his style, with the stained glass, it's almost reverential in the way that he treats on Madonna and the late Michael Jackson. I think it's bright, I think it's energetic, I think it's spiritual, I think it's detailed, I think it's awesome.
It's a charity event for the arts for children. It's a big egg, 2 feet by 3 feet. Painted a stained glass boogie bird on there. And it's sponsored by Equity Office. And you know, all proceeds go to charity. The boogie bird is the beauty of simplicity. It's the simple side of what I do. I decided to create this character that was just simple and just quick for me to paint. It's the experience of painting 30 days straight at a balance of everything, you know, frustration, good, bad, it's crazy, my body is still sore. 30 days straight, 12 hours a day was definitely a challenge. Here to fucking change anybody's mind, force feed anybody my artwork, you know what I mean? I just paint it, and if they love it, they love it. If they hate it, they hate it. My name is Chor Boogie, CHORBOOGIE, and I am an artist.
Yeah, that's it. That's how it's done. I think we're done here. No. Well, yeah, you can turn it on. Or you can leave it off. Don't worry, man. It's a charge. Oh, man. Cool. Now you guys are hella late. I'll tell you that. What y'all think about that? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that little presentation there?
I didn't understand how you think that was out of pattern. Or you put a pattern on a piece of sheet paper and then, no, you
Just
do it.
all freehand, freestyle. That's how we were raised in this culture. The real ones were raised in this culture. Yeah.
Those real ones, explain.
There was guys that were brought up in this culture that were taught a certain way on how to paint, the spray paint, versus nowadays, which, you know, say they're a little bit more open-minded. We were just a little bit more, I'd say, organized. And we had rules. And we live by those rules. And now it's all over the place. So I still live by them, but I am a little bit more open-minded on certain things. So if that better answers your question. Okay, instead of just singling us out, huh?
That's right.
Making us look better. We ain't doing that. Yes, ma'am.
How are they planning to preserve the art?
How are they planning to preserve the art? Like as far as what? As far as the medium of spray paint?
Yeah, as far as being able to keep the texture and the.
You know, there's Same way they preserve oil paintings and all that other stuff. There's certain varnishes that you can put over any type of painting.
Have they already done that?
Yes, they have. Yeah. As far as I know,
Like on
I do it with my paintings,
Yeah.
my canvas paintings. Never really so much with mural paintings, but you can. They have certain type of varnishes out there.
So you can save the mineral.
Mm-hmm.
What about the egg?
Yeah. I covered that with a varnish,
Was-
spray varnish.
What was the egg made from? Was that ceramic?
I have no idea.
What about your mobile horse? What was
Probably the
that?
same thing the egg was made out of. It was like a cast or something like, I think it was just, you know, some type of resin, like a resin cast. Yeah.
Someone's earlier said fiberglass.
Yep. Probably. Yeah. I think maybe the horse. I painted an elephant before. Let me get into some pieces. If they'll show up on here. This is my new website. It's a mobile horse. Pegasus poison. So, digging into this, I really didn't want to do this. Like, the fact of the horse, because it was approached to me by an agent friend of mine, and he was like, "Come and paint these Mustangs with me, and we'll, you know, there's a bunch of stars backing it up and all this and that." And I was like, "Man, I don't want to do that shit anymore. You know, no, I'm done with it," because I did some other sculpture things with him and turned it to something else. But the thing is that I said, okay, if I do this, I'm going to do something that is based off what I've been working on. It's the whole political standpoint. And I started meditating, and what came out was this concept, this idea of painting the mobile Exxon Pegasus, and just painting the entire horse red, as you can see, and dumping oil on it. And reason being is because we need to find a better, I want to say a better way for, you know, instead of raping the earth for its resources, let's find a new solution for, you know, using energy. Yeah. And we're smart enough to do that. That's why we got colleges, and that's why you guys go to college, so you can find these answers and these solutions for this. So you're here for a reason. And I create these pieces, especially the pieces that you've seen in the show, for you guys, these conversational pieces for you guys to, you know, start the conversation for solutions. Not just to point out the problem. It's easy to do that. But they're there for you to expand on them.
Do you see a solution to this?
Of course, critical thinking, love, and think smarter, not harder. Huh?
We need a lot of.
We need that. We need it like water. So, it's that simple. It's not hard at all. And, you know, any question you have towards those pieces that you've seen in there, in that exhibit, that's your answer. That's what I'll do. We can go deep on them, but there's a lot of symbolism within the pieces that I can explain, but that's the bottom line answer.
So where are you going from here?
What do you mean? I'm going home.
So what's your next place? Next, you're touring like, aren't you?
Yeah. So they went to Berkeley and Santa Cruz, and so now they're here. The next talk or destination is UCSD. So they're talking about going there, and the guy that I was talking to that came in here, he knows all that information. That's his job. He's heading that project, so I'll let him handle those answers. You know, but I've heard some other talks about like UNLV. You know, we've been talking to some people over there in Utah and Colorado and all that stuff. So, you know, the point is to take the whole perspective, the whole show on tour around the nation. Then we go global, because they're all related. I'll start off with this sculpture first, and the pieces are very like self-explanatory. And when it comes to, say, like this piece, how does that make you feel when you look at it? Come on, don't be shy.
Sad.
Sick.
Death to America.
Reality.
Illuminati.
Smaller than a normal.
Woman's skull. I think it's a woman's skull. Yeah. No, disrespect.
But like that was way back.
The relationship between death and money is very similar. And it's like, the title of this piece is called In God We Trust, and that's written on the bottom bill. And the fact that we let money control our existence because we put that energy behind it. So basically, money is energy, right? So where are you putting your energy? And if you're gonna put your energy into a piece of paper like that, it's gonna run your life. That's the way we made it. Human, that's the way we made it. Then we got some serious issues to clear up. So, you know, it is what it is. The whole point is like, where are you putting your energy? So if you have, you know, there's a lot of negative energy that has been put behind that dollar bill. A lot of it, we've seen it. We probably take place in it. Buying, like, you know, stuff for extracurricular activities and fun and drugs and all types of stuff. Alcohol, cigarettes, soda. Consumerism. It's definitely a problem. So what's the solution? Can somebody tell me some solutions to this? Because, you know, I want to hear your perspective on the solutions behind this. I got a few, but what's yours?
Bitcoin?
Oh, come on. Yeah, fake money? Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but they made it. It's still made. Huh? Say that again, a little louder, please.
It's power in communities and being informed about the commodities that you consume.
Like that.
Mother Nature.
Speak up, jump up and scream.
Mother Nature.
Oh, as a solution.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
roots.
like-
That's definitely roots. That's that's number one. Yeah, that's a
More
source.
beautiful than paper.
That's a source. Yes, sir.
Spiritual communication.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Very good.
Go ahead.
We
No,
need
I was
more
talking to that guy.
spiritual
Go ahead.
communication on a higher level.
Ooh, you speaking my language. Ooh. Yes, the soul. Get connected.
Define dogma. You know, dogma is living because those are what you was thinking. And chasing dollar bills is what a lot of people tell their
Would you say
children to do.
define dogma?
Define dogma.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. I know.
There really is no solution as long as somebody else is in control.
Say that again.
There really is no solution as long as somebody else is in control.
But we are in control. Everybody is in control of themselves and their acts and what they choose to buy and what they choose not to buy.
I don't even need to be up here.
You are in control of the media influences you know what you want to do. So
But that's the truth. No, you're in control.
You are in control.
If we don't have control, then we don't have any responsibility.
It's all choices. Decisions to make. If you make the decision to put your money behind something that is worth something, you don't really, I mean, really need to, then why do it? Yes, sir.
you know, it's just like people becoming aware. Your art helps people become aware very much. But as individual citizens, we can bond together to do things, just like in the county of San Diego. This county is spending millions and millions of dollars to build a monstrosity on Claremont Mesa Boulevard and 163. You know, that's eating up tax dollars that should be going into helping get homeless people off the street, help poor people eat, fund education. Mesa used to be free, then it was $50 a semester, you know, and now it's what, $85 a unit per every class you take. You have to pay $85 per unit. County funding, state funding going into building like jails, and even more than that, you know, like the offspring of these rich white people who live in Point Loma send their kids to law school and they become prosecutors and they put people in jail, put people in prison, and they're in la land. They don't care who they prosecute. They just don't prosecute their friends. But poor drug dealer from a poor neighborhood, he'll go to prison. But somebody who's dealing on the hill in Point Loma, they'll never get touched. You know, so that's what I'm saying. There's serious social injustice. We can draw ballots, get people to sign petitions, get it on legislation, vote for it. Stop county funding from going to, you know, giving a district attorney a salary of $100,000 a year, giving a judge a salary of over $100,000 a year, giving a pig a salary of $40,000 a year, putting community college funding into funding a law enforcement program for somebody who's going to kick your ass and take what you work for. You know, that's what I'm saying. We can do that.
For the next president. Love and love what you do. Do not have any. Don't put yourself down for anything that you do creatively. I mean, like, love it to the fullest, because that's the only way you're gonna go up. That's the only way. If you keep doubting yourself, I can't do this, or I'm not gonna be able to get here, and all of them, you can't do this and that, then that was the point. You know what I mean? Yeah. Stop distracting yourself. Which leads us back into these pieces here, you know, and the distractions that we live by on the daily. So, you know, don't blame yourself. Don't play the blame game. Like, you know, we've been raised up through distractions. So we need to take them blindfolds off, take the red pill and unplug from the matrix and really take off. Really engulf your power and use it. Know it, love it, believe it. And then express it, pour it out onto your surface. That's just how it is. That's how I get by anyway. You know, but humbly speaking. Not being an asshole about it. You know. But how do you feel about this piece? Where does it take you?
Awesome.
Show of hands. Don't raise too many.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I like that.
Yes. I love them tattoos.
It draws us right into it. That's the feeling it produces.
Oh yeah. We the people of the United States to form a more perfect union. But you know, ain't nothing gonna be perfect. But you know what? People of this country. Man, woman, race, creed, all of them built this country, you know, and those corporations, governments, the ones that are running the show, dictating the flow. And we're putting our energy into how they roll, keeping them fed, keeping their families wealthy and rich and doing what they want to do in life. Now it's time for you to do what you want to do in life. Don't you know this? You should, because you really do. And that's the whole point.
I think artists like yourself, I commend you. You're doing really
I commend you too, yes.
well, I commend all the artists in this room.
Awesome.
I think we're the ones that are making the change in the world.
Yep.
Because we're bringing these topics to light. And I think it's a pivotal point in our time where we are becoming more conscious, and I think it's because of all the things that are happening to the planet Earth right now, that everyone is becoming more conscious, and artists are bringing these topics to light, and I congratulate you.
Thank you.
Um,
These things have been happening
Right.
for millions of years.
And I think that talking about this really helps artists become more creative as
But
well.
you get one thing on the head. We are definitely waking up, consciously speaking. Yeah, and it is a new day and age, and it's about that time to wake up. Yeah,
And I
because
think we're being forced. I think
you
there's
want to
something,
wake up.
there's a force.
Some don't. Some want to stay asleep. Keep
But they'll
dreaming.
eventually get there. I just feel like the energy's pushing us that way.
That's good. That's a good thing.
I think you've captured a good job of capturing the difference between Wall Street and Main Street. And I think that's what the whole concept is about, right?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's definitely part of it. Next. Ooh, you guys didn't get to see this one. I didn't bring this one. The client wasn't, he was happy, but he was like, I want some more in there. I was like, yeah, man, his name is Nirmal Mulye. He was an immigrant from friggin' India. Came out here with nothing. Not a damn cent. And I guess you could say he's part of one of those 1%ers. But he built a little empire of, his knowledge. And he wanted to help people. He wants to help people, and that's why he was like, I need somebody to create something for me. Pay him to do it, but he had some influence on it, and to help, because he felt and noticed all the problems that are going on as well. Especially when you make that much money in a totally different tax bracket, and you're probably feeling it the worst. But you're living comfortably. That's crazy.
Because I'm sure he still sees the differences.
Oh
because
yeah.
He's a minority
Yeah.
still.
Plus he
And
came from poverty. And he's seen that. And he played in that. He was a part of that.
Well, we're all immigrants.
Oh yeah, that's the truth. Well, yeah, this is Lady Justice, and it's basically the modern day version of Lady Justice. That's how I tell all these pieces. Like that's how I did that Lady Liberty piece inside the gallery over there. Instead of a sword, she has an AK-47 because we got crazy gun issues, especially in America. But there's a lot of crazy gun issues. And
Why do you say they're crazy? Because people don't want
crazy.
them.
No, people don't want them because we use them too much.
Amen.
Yeah, all around the world. And then they claim self-defense. The little babies getting shot and
I know so.
innocent people getting shot doesn't make any sense.
Because I thought my life was in danger. Me while that person was running away.
Mhm. So, what's that?
I can't read it all.
Justice is the end of government, and then I can't read the rest. But it was a little preamble that I got off some Philadelphia artist that painted Lady Justice for the government of Philadelphia. And you can probably look it up, but they have that piece of artwork in their government system or in their offices out there, or White House buildings out there, and straight up saying justice is the is the end of government. So they know, but they're playing a part in it too. Yes, sir.
Are all like the writings that you have in the background, are they all from something else, or are they just
Yeah, they're from something else. Like this one This one is straight from We the People of the United States. What is that? The preamble? Yeah, straight from that. And how does this piece make it feel? What's that? What's that? Say it again? Go ahead.
It's just like, it's got a sexual kind of prostitution type, giving up.
Very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Modern day version of Liberty. You know, where I painted this at the Writer's Block, and a lot of these pieces at the Writer's Block. I give them credit, definitely, because they were there telling me that, yo, man, you need to wear a bulletproof vest and paint this. You know? Yeah. And, you know, the symbolism within all these pieces, basically, like American flags painted over faces representing, you know, Americana and the American people. You know, immigrants coming to America, you know, first thing they see is Lady Liberty off the boat. And this was the client's like, this is what sold him on this whole project, because he was like, I want to see what you do with Lady Liberty. I said, okay.
So you made her Latina? I don't know.
That was probably the reference too, but she could be any woman. But, you know, an American woman, no matter what race they are. But within the face, there's a lot of symbolism, because the blue of the flag is a passport. Speaking about immigration laws and how we need to fix that problem. And she's crying a tear of blood because, you know, she's in pain. This country.
Well, and all the people that died trying to cross over to
Exactly.
this country.
That and died for it. And we continue dying for it. But, you know, they say, you know, we have freedom of speech. So I had to, this is when I really thought about, okay, this series is not going to be complete if we don't incorporate real money. So in every piece, I put real money in all those pieces. So this is the one that started off and just covered her mouth, and she was just like, you know, okay, there's still a price for, you know, your freedom of speech. You still got to pay for that. There is none.
There is no freedom.
You're still paying. You're still paying for it, even if you speak out. Instead of a torture in hand, she has a gun. Back to the gun laws, gun rules, and the symbolism of guns, and the inscription of war, because that is the foundation of this country. We all know it to be true. And that is our means of civilization. And then in her other hand, she, you know how she has a book, the 4th of July, when the country was founded? Or some joke like that. But she has a homeless sign, one of those cardboard signs, we'll work for 100%. So 100% is basically, you know, that 99 plus 1% coming together. And I believe if we do that, then, you know, we will have some change, but that's a big but, you know. So that explains that piece aside from her looking like a porn star. So let's
And
go.
sort of a transsexual.
A tranny porn star?
Did you mean for the face to have like a Day of the Dead kind of skull kind of look?
What's that?
It kind of looks like the face has like a Day of the Dead kind of skull feel to it, kind of.
That's why I kind of thought it was like.
I think that I heard the Latina comment, and that's why I was like, oh,
I
wow.
also heard tranny too.
Who's the character in the middle of the Christ? that's crucified, in the ultimate sacrifice.
That's it's Jesus. Okay, so how do you feel about this piece? How do you feel about this piece? Yo, how do you feel about this piece?
What you're saying is that Jesus is crucified contemporarily through the character that's in the middle, that at least I see a character. And that's
Well, there is no character in the middle, not to burst your bubble, but that's just his like stomach.
Yeah.
But if that's what you see, I love it. But like,
Well,
yeah.
it's just like on Michelangelo's, no, not the chapel, but the sculpture of the woman, the mother holding the. There's, on the folds of her garments, there are visions. There's a skull on one breast, and there's also the beginning of his life on the other breast. So it shows the beginning and the end. So there are meanings within meanings.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Right.
symbols within the sculpture.
Very subliminal.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's what I'm seeing.
So I think this shows like we're crucifying ourselves through capitalism, through overconsumption, through not being conscious.
Consumerism?
Yeah, because the flag is right
That is
there.
because we're trusted in a belief that we
I don't know.
maybe blinded in and giving our money to.
I don't know if it's just people are buying into it. And
Totally buying
I feel
into
like it's mind control part of it.
Definitely.
A lot of it, where if you watch TV, you're being hypnotized and you don't even know it.
Yeah, definitely, and mainly in America.
So you got this.
Only in America.
So in America, we say, in God we trust.
That's what it says on the dollar. That's what it says on the dollar bill.
Yeah. We don't trust in God. If we did, we wouldn't have things the way they are now.
That's a whole deep different conversation. That that can offend people, may offend people, may not offend. Because there's some people that do believe in God, and some people that don't. You know,
Some people,
you can
their
believe-
money is their God.
There's a difference between believing and knowing.
Yeah, there is.
So if you know, has more strength than believing. In my knowing.
Well, I know.
Awesome. I love it. Yes, ma'am.
So separate from people's personal beliefs is the reality that our spirituality has been economically co-opted.
Definitely.
And that on Sunday, billions of dollars are made, and we have no idea what is done with all that money.
Yes.
So the question then becomes, every time we put the money in the plate, outside of a bigger building, where is that money going?
Make a mansion. Yeah, that's real talk. It should. It should. It ain't happening.
Well, in Texas, and you know, but I'm going.
Maybe in a different country. Maybe. One last question.
Just for all these young artists in here that are gonna aim high like you did, what kind of teamwork does it take to mount a project like this?
Dream works.
Yeah, who else on your team? I know it's a beautiful woman.
Yes, my lovely wife is on my team, my family, and some good friends. Yeah.
And your agent?
Riders Block has been on my team. My agent was on my team. He cut his a little bit. My wife's a manager now, so yeah, keep it in the family. Yeah, but yeah, family is definitely an important key to your success. If you know, you guys have a tight connection, and my family does. Oh my God, yeah. So, and being honest and keeping it real with each other. No matter who you're with and who you're talking to, family or not, that's key to your business or to your success. It's just keep it tight, keep it honest, keep it real. you know, because no front, there ain't no freaking point for you to even keep proceeding. No, just drop it, do something else. Come on, yeah, go work for a freaking hotel or McDonald's or something. You know, it's an art form, man. But hey, you know.
What is this piece need to you?
Did I say that earlier? I did. I said it was, what's it called? Money dictating the flow of religion. Pretty much. That's basically what it is. I keep it simple. I don't use big words to express how I'm feeling. You know, that is definitely dictating the flow of society, America. That's why you got the American britches on. You know. Hey. But we can bypass all that with our belief and our knowing and our love for, you know, going within, reaching that soul point, and taking it beyond.
So isn't it kind of risky for you to do this kind of art?
I said they told me to wear boots like this, you know.
Okay, so hold on.
Chor Boogie came from it's you know, along with the culture. 25 years ago, you know, it was like you have to have something that relates to you. And my friend, I used to draw all the time. My friend said, "No man, you do that shit like you freaking doing your chores all the time." And it just stuck. So it stuck with me. And then like 10 years later, I was like, I need a last name.
Okay.
And then I added the Boogie, so my name is Chor, and I get Boogie with it.
Okay. All right. I like it. Okay, so hold on. Professor Lewis is gonna leave us with some final words, and we'll have a few more minutes, you know, after we close this out, to take in if you want to come up and talk to Chor a little bit. But because we really have to type this room in just a minute, and I want to ask you you mentioned it very early on that this is an attempt to have dialogue, to take in spawn dialogue amongst the setting of college students, etc. And so what I'd like for you to do is to leave a message, like a final message. You know, now that they've been exposed to your work and the dialogue that you want them to have, and you mentioned it's about solutions. What would you ask them to do with this?
Like I said earlier, these pieces are conversational pieces. They're for you, to all of us, to come together and create solutions. You know, talk about certain aspects and solutions to make your life better, make our lives better. Yeah, it's that easy. It ain't hard. It's not hard at all. Don't make it hard. Our minds tend to make things complicated. So
I just want to say, how many artists are in here?
yeah,
Mostly everybody.
Damn. Everybody raise your hand because everybody.
And you're absolutely right, because some of you just haven't allowed that part of yourself to come out. Because at the end of the day, we're all the same people.
Or you just have a different art form.
And don't go any further. Come back here. Come back.
Oh, shit.
Because you're in an educational institution that has separated art from all its other disciplines. And the reality is you are the key to young people learning all the other disciplines, mastering all the other disciplines, understanding all the other disciplines. You're the connector. And they finally figured it out, and they changed it from STEM to STEAM, because without the art, there is no humanity. That's who you are. And today, you are blessed to see a divine reflection of yourself. And the people that we bring here for you are just you manifesting the dreams that are within. Have the courage to let those dreams out. Because not only will you touch the world, but you will touch your own spirit, and you'll understand what fulfillment feels. He is fulfilled. is you. And thank you so much for coming.
That's right.
Because this is what we're about.
Go home.
Education is education.